Is it really possible for a tiny tweak to your morning coffee routine to ignite your metabolism and put your body into full fat-burning mode for the rest of the day?
Check out the link in the video description now and transform your morning coffee into a metabolism-boosting super drink.
After 2 women were found strangled to death in the bathtubs of their Arlington apartment complexes, and several more were assaulted in their homes, police didn't know where to start looking for potential suspects. Police recall women moving out of their Texas apartments in masses, fearing for their safety, as the Arlington Bathtub killer is revealed years later, and justice restored, in a brand new NBC Dateline true crime episode on Friday, June 7, 2024, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Dale Devon Skianette was born on May 7, 1973, in Ouachita Parish, Louisiana. Now known as the Arlington Bathtub Killer, Skianette grew up to become a machine operator, warehouseman, forklift operator, and laborer. Skianette was also a bouncer at a local nightclub in Arlington, where he reportedly saw, and began stalking, his victims. Between December 1996 and October 1999, Skianette sexually assaulted multiple women in their apartments. He also killed both Christine Vu and Wendy Prescott in their apartment complex, strangling them to death, and leaving their bodies in the bathtub. Despite police uncovering DNA samples at the scenes of the crimes, they couldn't find their culprit. However, Skianette, careful when committing his assaults and murders, was finally arrested in Dallas, Texas, in May 1999 for criminal mischief. He was convicted and served a year in jail, and his prints entered the system. Arlington police continued to submit and resubmit both fingerprint and sperm samples to the FBI, hoping they would find a match. In 2000, the FBI finally found a match, Dale Devon Skianette, who had entered the system upon his arrest the year before. In September 2000, police finally made their move, arresting Skianette for murder. They had finally captured the elusive bathtub killer. Wendy Prescott and Christine Vu were 2 of Skianette's victims. Prescott was born on February 11, 1974, in Fort Worth, Texas. She was an employee at the Mansfield School District, where she worked as a second-grade teacher's aide. Prescott was enrolled in college, and was hoping to be a teacher after graduation. In a chilling twist, Prescott's own mother was murdered in June 1977, and her murder has remained unsolved to this day. Prescott was killed on Christmas Eve in 1996, when Skianette entered her home, sexually assaulted her, and strangled her. He left her laying face down in her bathtub, with her neck, wrists, and ankles wrapped in duct tape. Just a few months beforehand, Skianette committed the same crime on another woman, Christine Vu. On September 17, 1996, Vu was found, assaulted, strangled, and duct-taped in the same manner as Prescott, lying face down in a half-filled bathtub. Vu was just 26 years old at the time, and, like Prescott, worked at an elementary school. Her fiancé, Tang Kuu, says he still carried a photo of Christine in his wallet, as reported by the Clark prosecutor. The 2 women, both living in separate apartments at the Peartree apartment complex, were reportedly neighbors of Skianette, who had also seen them at a local nightclub. The crime scenes were absolutely horrific, brutal and violent, the worst nightmare for anyone confronted with that kind of attack, Arlington homicide detective Tommy Lenore told NBC5 in 2009. "I don't like to think what the ladies went through," he added. In September 2000, Dale Devon Skianette was arrested for the murders of Christine Vu and Wendy Prescott. After his arrest, police were also able to connect Skianette to the sexual assaults of 4 additional women between September 1998 to October 1999. All 4 women had been in their apartments at the time of their brutal attack. In January 2003, Skianette was convicted of capital murder in Prescott's case. Despite being charged with Vu's murder, he was never tried in a court of law. Skianette was sentenced to death, and despite trying to appeal the decision in both state and federal courts, his appeals were repeatedly denied. On February 10, 2009, at 6:21 p.m. Central Time, Skianette was executed by lethal injection in Huntsville, Texas. Adrian Fields, one of Skianette's victims, felt as though justice was finally served when he died, on her birthday. "The day of my birth, he lost his life," Fields said, as reported by WFAA News. "So it's time for you to live again," she told herself. His last meal was Rep.